Round 3 is done, ladies and gentlemen. Let's dive into it. You loved the video last week, so we're doing it again. If you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe. It means a lot when you guys do. We actually gained a lot of subscribers this week, which is lovely, so please subscribe. First game, we had 79-110. Cairns versus Adelaide. Oh my goodness, this was an absolute demolishing. Bryce had 28 points. This whole squad fits so well together. They looked so good. And I really liked Mike Wells' decision to let DJ get the first shot and they ran the first set for him. Like, that's great coaching right there. Bryce hit 6,000 points and it was from a three-pointer. Let's have a look at it right here. Literally just from a trail three. Everyone was on the floor. Bang, 6,000 points. Good on him. Probably the best player to ever do it, to be honest. I mean, but Bryce was just amazing. Like, he takes it coast to coast. I mean, we can all say how good Bryce is. Like, we all know how good Bryce is going to be. But, like, the defensive effort from Adelaide was just really good. Like, they did not let up the entire game. They didn't let Cairns breathe for a second. And, like, that was so good. Like, Adelaide were hitting shots like this. Look at DJ from here, from the Kmart logo to end the quarter. Like, oh my goodness. That is insane. They were just on one. This was an absolute demolishing. But 28 points, 7 rebounds, 5 steals. Flynn Cameron was really good as well for Adelaide. I'm actually going to pull up the highlights from Cairns side as well. And let me pull up these highlights. Just defensively, Cairns could not stop anyone. They were just letting absolutely everything go through. I mean, this was a great dunk here. Great putback. Now, a big thing is, this guy right here cannot be getting in foul trouble like he has been. He's been getting a lot of ticky-tacky fouls. They can't afford that, especially with their other big men out. You can see here, like, when he's on the court, they play pretty well because they can get rebounds and stuff. But when he has to sit out long periods of time because of all the foul trouble, that's when issues start. Marcus Lee, and he just needs to stay out of foul trouble. But, I mean, their rotations are terrible. Their defense is just really bad. Okay. So they ran a screen with... I'm pointing like you can see it. I'm just going to use my mouse. So they ran a screen with Bryce Cotton. He came over and helped. Rain Smith needs to tag him back out to get Marcus Lee back in the paint to get Humphreys, because Schofield now has to tag Humphreys, right? That leaves Flynn Cameron wide open. So Rain Smith got to tag him out. He's got to get back. And then Admiral Schofield's got to come back here. There's no communication. Like, there was no effort there. No pushing tag off. Or what happens? They come here. He shows. Rain Smith recovers. Right? Marcus Lee has to go tag Schofield out. But it was a bit slow because the ball's already to Flynn Cameron. I don't know. Those are just my thoughts. I'm not a head coach. I mean, I have coached under 20s when I was 20. So that might be status there. But all in all, it was just sloppy from Cairns. I mean, those are highlights, so I can't actually show you the bad stuff that I was seeing. Similar stuff to previous weeks where as soon as McVeigh has it, there's no movement going on whatsoever. They did implement it a couple times, though. They were setting some down screens for each other, which I liked. Just needs to be more actions off that, and McVeigh needs to be able to look and dish off. But for them to be like an actual danger in this competition, they need to have more X factors in there. On a positive, I think Rain Smith is second in threes made. I think he's at 10. I think Bryce Cotton's at 10 as well. Oh, the Perth Wildcats 92, Illawarra Hawks 84. Game day vlog out for this one. If you haven't already, go watch that one. But man, this was a fun game to watch. Hawks came out hitting all their shots. Wildcats came out taking a lot of shots. They just weren't able to hit. But then as soon as Jaron the seedling really came on the court, things settled down. The ball was getting pushed. We were hitting the wing. We were getting into our sets. The flow just looked a lot better. And then we started making our shots and we just looked overall a lot better and we were able to take the lead. Obviously, Doolittle as well had massive second quarter. I think he hit back-to-back threes. It was a roof open game as well. Now, if you're actually there, because I was courtside when I was filming, you can't really tell that the roof is open because it's so dark. If you're sitting in the stands, you can tell because it's just a lot more of a contrast, but like sitting right under it, you can't really tell. Now, seeing JaVale McGee in person was crazy. That dude is huge. Like, I'm not even talking just height-wise, just like he's built, he's strong, he's big, man. Pause. He looked really good, and if you've seen the vlog or you've seen my Instagram, I asked him a couple questions about Bawali because he was like on court, like he was yelling at Bawali pretty much. And it was basically because they were icing the screens and Bawali kept wanting McGee to re-screen instead of just attacking. But I'm not too worried about the Hawks, right? Because their play style, they're going to get accustomed to having JaVale McGee. With his knowledge and what he can bring to this team, I feel like they're going to click, they're going to gel. And obviously they're down. Will Hickey's out. Their import's playing a position or a role he's not really used to. I know a lot of people are doubting that he's even NBL ready, but I think he was brought in to do a different role than what he's been doing. What I will say though is I think Wani needs to be taking more shots because he's been fantastic for them. I think he needs to be used a bit more. Defensively, we know he's great. I might be biased because he's from WA. But yeah, I think Wani needs to get more involved. And we got Elijah Pepper. We know I love Elijah Pepper, especially during the West season. He was hitting some ridiculous threes. That is an and one. I don't care who you are. That was an and 1-3 right there. Look at this. He grabbed him. That's an and one. Then he hit a corner 3 where he made the guy fall. Hit that one. That was insane. And we saw this one. Plus 46 in the plus minus. That's crazy. Some people concerned with Mason Jones. Some people want to have him come off the bench. I'm actually happy having him start as the 2-man and then having Jerron come off the bench. But I definitely think he's more of a 2 than more of a 1. Now, I probably wouldn't start Russo. I'd probably have Ben Henschel starting. That's probably just a little bit biased because I like Ben Henschel. But all in all, I was happy with this win, especially when you're just learning to gel. You need these sort of wins where you just get over the line. It might not be the cleanest. Dylan Windler has been absolutely insane. I think he's averaging a double now. He's fitting into that role really well. And then Doolittle is just being that really consistent guy when in situations when we just need him to take over. He's been doing that. It doesn't necessarily have to be at end of games. Like it was the end of the half where he hit those back-to-back threes and gave us the lead. JLA, of course, going up against JaVale McGee and took it to him. That was a fantastic battle to watch. But yeah, if you haven't seen it, go watch my full game day vlog. It's out on YouTube. Go watch that one. We obviously had the NBA x NBL. I'll go through these, but I'll just get through the NBL games first. Side note though, I did not know Jordan Poole was on the Pelicans. I don't really watch NBA, but I thought he was still on the Wizards. Well, Jack Jumpers also got their injury replacement, TJ Starks. Now we'll go through it when we go through the game. He is a bucket. Wow. And we had the Sydney Kings versus New Zealand Breakers, 97-75. I said coming into this that Sydney needed to absolutely take it to him and just have a blowout win because New Zealand are not good. Kendrick Davis had 28 points. I think he took 14 shots rather than the 26 he took last game. And he was kicking the ball up early. He was facilitating. All in all, they just looked a lot better. But Kendrick Davis was that guy. Now I think Della Vedova won't ever shoot that bad again. I think he's going for that MVP. Now I know some people think Brian Goorjian is done. He's too old. But what he's doing with Kendrick Davis, if he can get this sort of performance out of him every single week and facilitating everyone, getting everyone involved, they're going to be very hard to beat. Sam Menenga is always good. That was a crazy dunk. Sam Menenga is always good. Isaiah Brockton, I don't know what's going on with him. He's not performing like insane. And I think Karim Lopez is on a minutes restriction. But I'm going to be honest, I don't know how to fix this team. I don't know what the disconnect is. Like, they're just not putting up enough points. They're not able to defend. Look, we all know I like to talk crap, right? I think their coach needs to go. I think they just need an entire reset and a brand new system. I know everyone's like, oh, it's early in the season. Like, just give him a chance. But I think just cut the cord. Like, let him go and get someone new in. If they have someone in line. If they don't already have someone as a backup, then leave it. Dawn Bruce also played his 350th. That's good to see. Oh my gosh, that's terrible quality. Wow. But good on him. 350 games is actually like crazy. Then we probably had game of the round, 82-84. Every time these two teams match up, it's always good. It's always been single digits. Coming into this, I did not think Brisbane would be as good as they were because they have some injuries. Yes, Jack Jumpers have some injuries as well, but not as big as what Brisbane has. Josh Bannon got player of the game. I think it was Will Magnay, if I'm being honest. But he was an absolute beast on the boards. He had a double-double before halftime, I think. Bryce Hamilton is that guy. I was saying last week, the disrespect on him needs to stop. He needs to be put in the MVP conversations. He is nice. I'm just telling you. I will say there was a bit of controversy in this game. Because of the charge foul call situations. Let me see if I can bring that up. Okay, here it is here. So this is why it was controversial, right? Bannon drives in, puts the shoulder down maybe a little bit, and it wasn't called a charge. In fact, mate got a flop warning for it. I don't think it was a charge anyway, right? I'm happy for them not to call that. It was a physical game. It was coming down to the wire. Nice, I'll live with that. But then they called a charge on this one, which is damn near the exact same thing. Like how the other one wasn't a charge, but this one is, baffles me. Two different refs doing it, so they probably just weren't communicating correctly. But if you didn't call the other one, you can't call that one. That's what the bit of discrepancy was here. It came here for the ref comments. But good on Brizzy for staying in this game. With the amount of people they had out, pray through it, like, I think 3 or 4 of their main guys are out, and they were super competitive in this game. And if it wasn't for Magnay's foul trouble as well, oh my goodness, him and Bannon out there together was crazy. Like, he blocked one of Tyro Harrison's dunks That was like probably one of the best blocks I've ever seen in the NBL. And it sucks because Brisbane is right there. Like they're close in these games. They just can't get over that line. But I want to talk about this man, TJ Starks. Oh my goodness. This man was absolutely insane. In the mid-range, he was an absolute killer. He could not be stopped. I mean, look at this man go. He was so quick. He was getting to the lane. He was taking tough lays. I mean, look at this. He just attacks the rim with such ferocity. Just came off the plane 2 days ago as well. He is a fantastic pickup. And it's actually kind of a shame that he has to leave. He's already got a deal over in China, I think it is. So he's going to be a really fun player to watch. It's going to be unfortunate to see him go. But next year, someone has to pick him up. If he continues doing this for the time he's here, he's got a guaranteed contract next year because he is an absolute bucket. Now, that was it for the NBL games. Obviously, you had the NBL x NBA. I won't go through it too much because I actually didn't watch these games because I don't really care for the NBA. I think because I've already seen like all the cool teams. Like I've seen Steph Curry, I've seen LeBron, I've seen Giannis. But 107-97, they stayed in it. Like the Pelicans, they kept trying to push it out, and Melbourne were able to cut it back. But man, the NBL absolutely flooded the socials with all this NBA stuff. But none of them have guarded a Zion Williamson before. He was just too big, too strong. And Trey Murphy putting him on a poster. That's what happens when you can't just sit in the keyway and you have to come over and help. You get put on posters a lot more because these dudes are absolutely athletic. This is crazy. They posted this? Are you kidding me? What in the world? Apparently Dash Daniels played really well.
He was a very active defender. Definitely made some offensive plays that I definitely liked from him. And I told him, I better see you in the NBA.
That's nice words from Zion. But yeah, I didn't actually watch this game. The game didn't count for anything. I don't really care. If I was a kid, I would love this stuff. Now the other game, 127-92. Easy work for them. I didn't watch a single thing about this game. I mean, this is awesome though. Like, just stuff like this. And like, yeah, for kids, this is amazing. Like, if I was like a teenager or a kid, like, NBA coming here, that's insane. History made. But yeah, here's the results all together. I mean, I did expect Cairns to do a little better, but I think everyone had Adelaide winning. I think majority of people probably had Perth winning as well, and everyone had Sydney winning, and everyone had Jack Jumpers winning. Probably not as close as this one. Key takeaways: Cairns, what on earth was that? New Zealand, that was just absolutely disgusting. That someone's got to blow it up. Just get rid of the coach or something. Something needs to change with New Zealand. And Brisbane, like, just keep being close in games, and eventually something will click and something will happen. Here's the ladder. Actually, I'll show you something. Let me get out of this. There was a blunder. They deleted it. I've got people on the prowl. They think I wouldn't know. Look at the ladder here. Same names, but they forgot to change the team logos. It was very funny. Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, obviously it's Perth. Like every single one is wrong, except for Tasmania and New Zealand and Illawarra. Very funny. But obviously the top two is Adelaide and Melbourne. When these two clash, it'll be very good. It's going to be a very good game when eventually these two teams clash. Perth, I think if we verse Tasmania again, I actually think we beat them. Especially later on in the season when our chemistry is all good and stuff like that. I just feel like down here, Southeast Melbourne, Cairns, and Brisbane, like these three are really hard to read. Because when they're on, they are on. But Southeast Melbourne, I'm just not sure if they can put up enough points. But defensively, we know they're great. Cairns have a superstar on the team. They have pretty good roster. It just hasn't been clicking at the moment. And then Brisbane also have a really good team. They're just not able to get the wins. But then Illawarra as well is really hard to read as well because they got JaVale McGee, but then they're out some of their good players. New Zealand, I think they're going to stay here the entire season. But like, yeah, like come later on this season, this is going to get a lot more competitive. It's going to be crazy. They haven't posted the fixtures on Instagram yet, but we got some great games coming up. So Breakers versus Hawks. Hawks have to win that one. Teams that haven't got a win, they're going to get a win this weekend. So that'll be good to see. Well, one of them will anyway. Kings versus United, that's going to be a very good game because Kings get to see where they're at with the top team in the league, but they also have a massive weekend because they're versing the 36ers, so they have to win one of those games. If they don't win one of those games, there's got to be some questions there. 36ers versus Jack Jumpers, that'll be quite good as well. Taipans versus Wildcats. Taipans at home off a massive loss, they're going to come out firing. Wildcats obviously need to prove that they're a very good team still clicking together. Wildcats still got the old logo, that's nice. Hawks Bullets, I think that'll be a very good game as well. 36ers Kings, I already talked about that one, but yeah, that'll be nice. Breakers versus Southeast Melbourne, I think Southeast Melbourne are going to win that one. And United versus Taipans, that could also get very ugly. But a good round of NBL coming up, good round of NBL we just went through. Like, comment, subscribe, do what you need to do, and if you aren't already, please make sure to follow me on Instagram. I want to get to 1,500 by the end of the year. And yeah, man, I'm out. Peace.